ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Today I met the boy I'm gonna marry. That's Darlene Love. Yes, I say that to her when we start the show. You know what else is Darlene Love? Baby, please come home. Baby, please come home. Oh, oh, oh. Wait till Bobby gets home. There's so many Darlene Love. I do run, run, run. I do run, run. He's a fine, fine boy. Oh, Darlene Love. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Broadway baby, movie star, superstar, Miss Christmas, and Miss Love herself. Darlene Love is here, and my name is Robert Bannon, and you are watching the Roundtable. I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you for being here. Happy Thursday to you all, and I look forward to you being here and having a good old time with me. If you're new to the show, well, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Alyssa says, hello, evening, friends. Hi, friends. Christine says, greetings, Robert, and all the lovely Roundtablers. Woohoo, Darlene Love is here. Darius says, hi, darlings and dumplings. Is he not the cutest thing ever? He's so damn cute. And Lattes is here. It's the biggest curse of my life is that I live with such a cute man. He is just so cute. Mom says she is fun. Hi, everyone. Hi, honey. Hi, moms. How are you? Happy to be here. So excited that you're all here and so excited for today's hot take question because I'm so excited to see what all you monsters are going to say. Let's get to it. Should we start the show? Let's do it.
It's smoking.
So today, because Darlene Love is here and I love her what's your favorite voice? Who is your favorite voice? What singer out there do you love, love, love? And tell me, what is the iconic voice that you just love that makes you melt? That's like butter. We want to know who's like butter for your voice. So write it down. Tell me in your hot takes. And I can't wait to say hello to everybody. Hi, I'm Fran. I see you here. Hi, Grandma. Hi, everybody that's watching wherever you are. I'm excited that you're here. And I'm excited we're going to party it up with Darlene Love tonight. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. It's such a cute interview. She's so amazing. So amazing to be loved. Now, see, that's a good voice. That could be one of your choices. Let's talk about the week in review. Let's do it. So last week I ended up going home. I went home to New Jersey, right? And thank you for all this. I love this family that shows up here every single week. Y'all are so cute. Every Thursday, you could like, comment, share, and subscribe. You could hit the subscribe button and the notification button, and you could join us every single week. We have good shows all the time. I went home to New Jersey, and I had a great time. I got to see my mom. It was my mom's birthday. She turned 22 years old this week. And we went dress shopping. We found the wedding dress, right? I told y'all. Yes, come on, Rose. Whoop, whoop. Gypsy Mama Rose right there. All jokes aside. But we went to lunch, and my Aunt Fran was with us, and I snuck a picture. And my Aunt Fran's going to be mad. But I don't care. My Aunt Fran, you need to see my Aunt Fran. So there's Aunt Fran, and there's my mom, and there's the surprise cake. Well, look at these sisters. How cute are they? Hey, sisters, like Hocus Pocus. And they came over and they brought my mom a cake, but she didn't know. Look how thrilled my mother looked that the cake was delivered to her. She looks like, please get these people away from me. So it was so good to be able to see mom and see my aunts. And then my dad's birthday is this week. He's the 3rd. He's turning 70. Yes. And yes, we had fun. We had a good time. My dad's turning 70. So for his birthday, we went and ate this monster. I don't know what that is. A tomahawk, Flintstone, ribeye. We had a ribeye for 2. And he let me have 1 piece, and then he ate the rest. And it was cute to be able to see him. I won't see him on his actual birthday. It's a Monday, and I'll be at work. But we did celebrate. And then when we're all in town, we will celebrate him in the future. So we had a good time. He went and got his tuxedo fitting. This is not his tux. It's 2 different color pants and shirt, but he got fitted for the tux because the wedding is click, click, clicking away. So we're under 3 months here. So yes, happy birthday celebrations back home for mom and dad. My mom says I'm a gem, but she gets paid to say that. And tell me your favorite voice, everybody. What's a singer that you just love? Me and my mom also saw, I told you about it last week. We saw that Led Zeppelin movie. Really fun. So it was a great trip home. And then we did come back to Detroit. I flew in on Saturday and we went and saw Sherry Shepherd. Hey, girl, we love Sherry Shepherd. And the show was super fun. Here was Darius and Sherry and myself backstage at the soundboard at Motor City Casino. They wrote me afterwards. Hi, how you doing? He got me soup, everybody. See? Hold out. Find your dream person. When you find that dream person, you could have wonton soup delivered to you too. I'm lucky. So Sherry was great. Me and Darius met a lot of friends there. The soundboard people in Motor City wrote me on Instagram afterwards and followed me and said thanks for coming out. Look at Darius, how he had to bend down to hug Sherry. Oh my gosh, she's so cute and little. She's so, and look, it looks like they're about to kiss, like a love connection. Look at them. It was so cute. She's so fun. So we love that Sherry was here. And hey, sister. Hey, that's my sister, everybody. Say hey to Snook, y'all. And Darius' sister, who's now my sister. So yeah, we had a good time. It was nice, Mom. We had a good time. What's your favorite singer is the question of the day. What's your favorite voice? What voice just gives you all the goose pimples, as they say in the movie Rat Race? So was fun. Sherry was a lot of fun. And then this week we had our health fair over at school. And yes, Eric Thomas, who Renee wrote me about, she's a fan of him. He's an inspirational speaker from Detroit. He came and spoke to our students. The Lions, Rory, the mascot, was in the house for the Lions as well. And they had the service dogs and the lion. The service dog at my school, there was 400 kids. The service dog didn't make a peep. The second Rory, the lion, came out, those dogs went bonkers. They went crazy for Rory the lion. So shout out to the Lions. Shout out to Henry Ford Health here in Detroit for sponsoring a great day for our kids. We did yoga. We did CPR. They do so many things for our students here at my school. I'm very lucky to be a part of the DLA family. Well, I can't wait to hear your answers because Renee's answer is correct. That's the only correct answer, but we'll have to hear about it at the end. So tell me your answer, people. And it was a good week, a really good week for everybody. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in and being a part of it, for all the things. Let's talk about our week, our shameless plug. Shameless plug? Yeah.
Because I'm shameless.
So, we're available every single day this week on our Broadway World show, which comes out tomorrow. We have the one and only Melinda Hull, who's starring in Gypsy. She's one of, speaking of Mama Rose, she's one of the burlesque dancers in Gypsy on Broadway. She'll be here to tell us about her journey. She's done 14 Broadway shows. And then, over on the Broadway Podcast Network, you can see us every single day as we do an interview. You can go to BroadwayPodcastNetwork.com, or we're now on Spotify, where you can watch the videos just like you're watching now, but with different people. So I figured we had some really great, and my music is streaming. Robbie gets mad at me, who produced my albums, and says, you never promote your music. But yes, listen to me on Spotify as well. Listen to me on Spotify as well. Listen to me on Spotify as well. And if you're like my house and you listen to Christmas music all year, listen to me on Spotify as well. So one of the interviews we did this week was with the one and only Dynasty, and the jewelry box just started playing by itself, and it freaked me out. Because I always say that Darius would move me into a haunted house, and the jewelry box is playing all by itself. So if the lights go out and I'm disappear, somebody call 911. The party dinner on the dance floor. You remember that song? Maybe that's your answer, Sean Kingston. That would be incorrect. So long story short, here's Richard Lawson. He was married to Beyonce's mother, but I was told I couldn't ask him about it. But he was also on Dynasty and a lot of television shows and movies like Poltergeist. Did you watch this? Take a peek of my conversation with Richard Lawson.
Television, movies, TV, films, etc. Welcome to the Roundtable. It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to be here.
I was reading about you and your career. It has been a moment and a lot of credits and a lot of work. are there moments where you just are flipping through the channel and it's an old Magnum PI episode, or Soap Channel is putting on All My Children, or what's it like when you look back at the career and all the work that you've gotten to do?
Well, it's so funny because of social media. People will reach out and say, I'm watching you on Scream Blackula Scream. I'm watching you on
Yes.
Magnum PI. I'm watching you on this and that. And listen, it's a great sense of accomplishment and satisfaction to know that you have a body of work out there, and that, and that there are people who appreciate your work and have been.
There you go. So if you want the whole shebang, 45-minute chat with Richard Lawson, he goes through all his credits and he's writing a book. Check it out on Broadway Podcast Network. You can get all the links and all the information there, or you can follow me on Instagram at Robert M. Bannon, so you cannot miss a moment. So there's a lot of great stuff that's up there all week long, and there's interviews tomorrow and all weekend. And I always say I'm going to do 5 or 6 a week, and I end up doing 7. So the beat goes on. So don't miss a moment. Next week, Kel Mitchell, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order himself and all that? Kel Mitchell will be here. Plus Tony Talks, social media influencer nut job. Welcome to Starbucks. That influencer will be here to tell us all about his journey as well. It's definitely a good. Hey, it's here. Hey, I'm going to show the video that you did as a surprise because I know we're going to save it. I'll explain why. I love that A's here because she just must have left a red carpet. Latte says it was a good interview. Thank you, Lattes. Hey, thank you. I hope A had a good time on the red carpet. We'll show you a clip of Adrian on the red carpet in a few minutes. And Fran says, I love the photo. We had a great breakfast together. Hi, Darius. Love you both. Thanks, Aunt Fran. Thank you. We're asking who your favorite singer is. Adrian, you need to answer. Darius is going to answer as well. We're all going to answer. I'm excited. Oh, Cat Daddies, your answer is also correct. All right. So, and you know what, Lattes? Your answer is correct. Everyone's is correct. And Adrian is going home from the red carpet. I talked about Adrian, and the Cat Daddy said Adrian has a great personality, and I told her that she'd love to hear that. She's by the Russian tea rooms. Fancy time. All right, let's keep it moving. We talked about Sherry. We talked about the shows that are coming up, and we have a Darlene Love here. And I want to keep it moving with my Detroit moment.
You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. What up, though?
So I want to shout out to Detroit. We've been talking before on the pre-show about the Broadway season that's coming here. We went to see Broadway in Detroit last night. We saw Parade. Shout out to the great team at Parade. Oluchi, who is one of the performers in the show, came on our show and talked about it on the podcast. She's a student at the University of Michigan. Thank you to Amber Rasho and everybody. Carolee Carmelo is here on the Broadway World show next week, and she's coming to Detroit in Kimberly Akimbo, and she's done 16 Broadway shows, and we'll talk all about it. You know, we love the Broadway in Detroit family and the amazing season that they have. I also want to shout out, you all saw it on my social media, to Voyage Michigan's Daily Inspiration picking me. Somebody in Detroit picked me and sent their information, and I want to thank everybody over there for running my story about moving here. And I got to shout out the Detroit family and the Jersey family and everybody who's made this transition easy for me. It's great to be a part of the artistic community here in Detroit. So it makes me really, really smile. Let's keep it moving and do our famous favorite things with the wrong date. Thanks, Lattes. Yeah, I was so grateful that somebody thought of me, and I've been really enjoying my life here, and it's been a lot of fun here in these here parts. So my favorite thing is a show. 2 things I would like to talk about today. One of them is a future show coming up, and one of them is a show that I did an interview and talked about. And Jacarius Johnson, who has been doing stage shows around the country, has Jason's Lyric, the movie Jason's Lyric, coming to Detroit. And I know my sister Renee wants to come see this with me. I know we are going to be out. I emailed him. I got to see Jason's Lyric. Jacarius Johnson was here. He's starting a film studio. Listen to this show. And if you're of a certain age and you like a certain type of movie and you're hip to the street, tell me this doesn't sound epic.
So while we're talking about it, because I know you're coming to my neck of the woods, Jason's Lyric Live is on tour right now with
Yes.
you talk about a cast. Oh my goodness. Alan is back in his role. Even Marcel, Tretch, K. Michelle. I was like, Victoria Raoul, like that Victoria Raoul is in this? And you got them all out and about.
Yeah.
How's it been so far? You just opened, you've been on the road. How's the response been?
It's been fantastic, man. I couldn't wish for anything better.
Can you imagine? Eva Marcel, Tretch, Tretch came and performed at my brother's wedding. That's what I gave him as his wedding gift. I paid for Tretch to come sing. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. And Tretch said on the mic that everyone was allowed to sing OPP, which means other people's property, meaning like you're cheating on your person. But he said that Sean and Christina couldn't sing the words but they really came to sing Hip Hop Hooray. Oh, hey, because my brother's first CD he ever bought was Naughty by Nature. Long story short, welcome to my weird family. We had such a good time, and Tretch is coming to town with Alan Payne and with Victoria Raoul from the soap opera. Oh, see, Lattes is about it because you know the movie. If you know the movie, if you know, you know. Catrice, shorty girl, hey girl, I know you know about Jason's Lyric. So can you tell me what's your favorite voice, Catrice? Tell me who's your favorite singer of all time. And Ace says hi to Darius. He's watching. He got me soup because I don't feel great, and he got me drunken noodles. I think he's trying to get me drunk. Can you get drunk from a noodle? I'm kidding. All right. So the next show that I wanted to talk to you all about while we're here in this conversation is my girl Lunel. Now, Lunel is coming to Detroit on April 11th. And Lunel, like Lattes and Christine and myself, is our favorite Roundtable guest of all time. So Lunel, I wanted Lunel to come to my wedding. I wanted Lunel to be my best friend. I want me and Lunel to go out to the Applebee's and get the 2 for $20 and kiki it up together. Lunel is my people. My people. So she's not going to come. She's going to come to the show, but she works all the time. So Lunel wrote me to say, congratulations, Robert. And I was like, yay, I'm bringing him to Detroit show with his family. Thank you if you weren't on the road. I would have asked you to come to the wedding. That's a fun wedding, blah, blah, blah. So Lunel, she's so cute. You see what she wrote? She said, I'm just glad I get to meet him. If he loves you, he's already my friend. Auntie Lunel, girl. That's my people. She puts on this personality on her shows that she's this big personality and she's big and bad and she uses all this language, but she's a sweetheart. She's a kitty cat behind the scenes. And me and Lunel would be big trouble together because we would kiki it up. Oh, yes. But I live for Lunel. So that is my favorite thing is Miss Lunel. And she'll be here in March to tell us all about her tour and what's going up in the world of Lunel and Hacks season 4, which she's going to be a part of. So there you go. It's time for our Hey Friend Hey.
I'll be there for you. How you doing?
So, Adrian, I sent on a mission this week and I was going to save it for our wedding. But I thought about it this week. Adrian and me were going to come up with this plan to surprise Darius at the wedding. And the more I think about it this week, I thought, no one should surprise Darius at the wedding. Surprising Darius in general is not a great idea. And then at the wedding, probably a worse idea. So we're not going to have the screens drop down. We're not going to do anything magical for Darius. We're going to give him a magical moment right now. The most famous people that he loves that I've ever spoken to is Josh Groban, who may be his favorite voice, or at least one of them. And his second favorite, I hope he's watching, because he may be on the phone and he may miss this. And if he misses it, so what happens is, are you watching? I don't know. He's eating. So Adrian found his second favorite person of all time and made something magical. She was on a mission and she did something for Darius. And I cannot wait. I can't keep a secret that long. It makes me too excited. So I get too excited and I can't hold it in. Darius's favorite guest that he's ever, he wrote about it on social media. He doesn't even write on social media. He was so excited about this next guest. And if he's not watching, we'll still keep it a secret, but I wanted to share it with you. Watch what Adrian did for us. Thank you, A and John. I love her. She's so cute. I wish she was our first lady still. I would take anyone. He is not watching because he is on the phone, which is so freaking funny. Who called him? Is it you? He's definitely going to lose his mind. Hi, Mark. Hi, Marc Shaiman. How you doing, friend? Hi, Cat Daddy. See? Catrice says, wonderful. He is going to lose his mind. And A says she was lovely. She's the sweetest. She's one of the nicest people ever. He has good taste because Josh Groban, nicest person on nicest entertainment person ever. And Bellamy Young, best entertainment person ever. And then he picked me, nicest person ever. So congrats. Thank you, A, for taking care of us. A's whole entire interviews is up on Sunday on the Broadway Podcast Network. Yes, she talks to a bunch of stars, Brandon Victor Dixon, James Englehart. She talks to Fitz himself, all the Scandal people, tons of great Broadway people. So you'll definitely have to check it out. So thank you, A. Thank you, John. And Dakar 2000 Red Carpet is coming up as well. So you all heard all my nonsense. You heard all of, see, not Catrice. Thank you, Catrice. So you're going to join us next week. And we're going to watch The Great Show next week. We're going to have all this fun and the hot take answers of who your favorite voices are. And the correct answers are. So we have our first answer. Oh, Alyssa says her dad surprised her with bagpipers. Well, Josh Groban's not coming to the wedding either. So don't worry. I love how the Cat Daddy said it was like giving popcorn with no butter. That's so funny. But I love that your dad got you those bagpipers. And then look, Catrice. So what do we have? Christine says, oh, I can't give that answer. Hold on. I love. I love Latte's answer. Latte says it would be very hard, excluding singers you met personally, which that means a lot. Thank you. And that means a lot also to Jay and everybody that you love. Luther Vandross, good answer. Great answer. Love Luther Vandross. Sister, Whitney Houston. Correct. Cat Daddies, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, and Celine. I will take all of them. Good answers. Woo! A recent favorite, Mary-Kate Morrissey, current Elphaba. Oh, I got to hear her. I got a YouTube tutorial of that. Good answers. Butterfly album and before. I love the Butterfly album. Good answers. Correct. Adrian, we know her answer. Whitney Houston. Hands down. Correct. Who else? I like Christine's answer. Billy Stritch and John McD. Oh, me. Thank you. And Barry Manilow and Whitney Houston. Oh, but still my heart. And Audrey McDonald. Thank you. Mwah. Correct. Well, not me part, but that's all good. Catrice, Whitney Houston. Correct. I love it. And my mom says me. That's because I paid her. I did pay her. See, great answers. It's a hard one. Billy Joel is A's. Billy Joel fell down. Did you see him fall down? Oh, Billy, take it easy, buddy. We love Billy Joel. Good answers, John. Thank you for your answer, John. I would pick Whitney Houston, greatest singer of all time. Also, oh, Marc Shaiman. I like your answers, Mark. Darlene Love, the great, great Darlene Love, Whitney Houston's godmother, and you're going to find out about it. Martina McBride, ooh, Concrete Angels and Independence Day, so good. And Deborah Cox, who is, you're not supposed to be here, nobody's supposed to be here, is a boppity bop classic. Mark, correct. We'll take them. Well, speaking of Darlene Love, it's been an honor and a joy to get to know her a few years and see her out and about, and to her to come on the show was the greatest honor. We did have her once before with Lisa Fisher and Judith Hill back during COVID, and to have her come on solo meant a lot to me. Shout out to my friends Len and Jeff and everybody at Project Publicity for this great honor. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame legend, Darlene Love, was here earlier this week, and it meant the world to me. Take a peek. Welcome, everybody. Listen, one of my favorite people in the entire world. So during COVID, I hosted a show, and the show was called Quarantine Cabaret and Cocktails, and my dream was to have the 20 Feet from Stardom ladies on. And Judith and Miss Fisher and the one and only Miss Darlene Love was here. And then I released a song called my version of From a Distance. And Darlene Love put it on her Facebook that she gave a little something to me. And we're both Jersey. And I went to Bergen Pack, and who was there but Darlene Love? And my whole life, I've been singing, I met him on a Sunday and my heart stood still. I do run, run, run. I do. And I met the boy I'm going to marry in May, and I play it all the time. And he loves Christmas. So we're in the car here. I moved to Detroit, and we're at the Meijer grocery store, and Darlene Love is playing As Christmas Is. And I said, Darlene Love, and that song's Darlene Love, and that song's Darlene Love. They're all the Christmas songs are Darlene Love, everybody. She's an icon. She's a legend. I remember going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when she came out with Bruce Springsteen at Madison Square Garden. I grew up watching her on Lethal Weapon. I have seen her on Broadway. She is like my favorite person that's ever been on this show. So, ladies and gentlemen, she's won Oscars. She's Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, and she's a legend and an icon. The voice herself, Ms. Darlene Love, is here. Yay!
Robert.
I'm so happy to see you again.
It's good to see you also. How have you been?
I'm doing great. I practiced all morning. I was listening to your live album that you recorded at Bergen Pack, The Concert of Love, and I was like, I'm going to sing all 12 songs to her. That's the interview.
Okay. Don't take too much time.
How are you doing?
I am doing well. I live in Rockland, New York, and we've been having all this unbelievably cold weather, 20 and under. And for the last 2 days, it's been 50 degrees.
I get it. I have secretly been to the Palisades Mall and seen Miss Love and her family at a restaurant across the way. And I let her be, but I know you're out here in these streets up in Rockland County, New York, and that's home.
Yes. Now, I was telling my husband the other day, I said, can you believe it? We've been here 40 years because I was born and raised in Los Angeles. And that wonderful friend of mine, Stevie Van Zandt, told me to come to New York. And I said, I'm not coming to no New York. Nobody knows me.
Well, not only have you come to New York, but your career here in New York, if it's Letterman, if it's now The Tonight Show, if it's everything you've done with Paul Schaffer, everything you've done with Stevie Van Zandt, everything you've done with Marc Shaiman, all the people that you've worked with, New York's now home.
It's been home now. I just had to figure it out. Me and my husband said, don't you think it's time to get you a driver's license that says New York? Okay, I surrender. I'll get me a driver's license that says New York. So
listen,
this is home.
I just did it from New Jersey and moved to Detroit for my Darius, and I changed my driver's license to Michigan. It broke my heart a little. It was sad.
It took me a long time to do it. I mean, it was about 10 years. I was still having my California license.
Well, can we look at some moments? I want everyone to, that is watching. Of course, these pictures go back your career. When you look at the pictures of you all, when you look at the groups and the singers that you've done, if you look at the background work that you've done and the songs that you've sung, like Elvis, when you look at the recording history, you have recorded thousands of songs.
Yeah, it's probably in the thousands, right? Because there was so many, and we don't really count the ones that didn't make it, because there's a lot that really don't make it. But we sang just as hard and believed just as hard for them as we do for the ones that do make it.
Yeah. Well, you grew up in, like you said, in California, and I know that faith, and I've seen you sing a lot of beautiful gospel music and religious music, and you are a pastor in your own way. You preach and tell people in concert and in song. When did you learn how to sing in church? Is church where it started?
Is. I think all of us that grew up we came up in church, unlike today, you can go to church on television. So, but we had to be in the building. And my father was a pastor. So I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and 3 brothers. And of course, that's a lot of children in the 50s and the 40s, 50s, and the 60s. So we were part of the church. We were the choir. We were we used to have young people's meeting, and we were part of all of that. And yes, most of my singing between the age of probably 10 and 20 was done mostly in church.
And I know when you're a singer at church, today you're a soprano, tomorrow you're an alto, the next song you're a bass. That had to come in handy when you did background work because you could just jump in and sing.
You know what? When I think about it, we all agree that I got all my training in church. I'm singing with choirs that sang. You sang the alto, the tenor, and the bass, and soprano. Sometimes it wasn't high. But and I'm really thankful that I got all that training because I really wouldn't know, because when we started doing recording sessions, they just threw us in there. And thank God we had wonderful ears. We didn't even think about it at the time, but we caught on really, really fast. So that made my life much easier and more confident that we could go into the studio and sing and work with an Elvis Presley or a Bobby Darin or Sam Cooke. You know what I'm saying? And that made us really feel like, oh boy, we're part of the music scene. We had worked so many years and didn't make nothing. Because you first start out, everybody wants you to work for them, and we don't have a lot of money, But we grew during that time, and it just been wonderful to be able to start out as I did, as the 20 feet from stardom said. It was really, really true. It was fun, but it wasn't easy because I had to be on it. There, Academy Award.
Academy Awards. And I know that story, the iconic story that you tell in that movie that you've probably told thousands of times is trying to raise your family, cleaning homes, multi-platinums music, listening to yourself sing Christmas music on the radio. Did you ever get angry? Did you keep faith? Like, did you keep the music? Like, how did you not want to say, scream from the rooftop? That's you.
No, because I think it has a lot to do how I started. It was very humbling situations. We're coming from a church programs, and you're made to like, don't get serious about this. It's a gift that God has given you, and He's going to take care of you. And that's actually how I grew up, with that belief that God was going, as they say, make room for me in this business. And that's why I loved it. And I never had like a chip on my shoulder, or I kept saying, it's going to be my turn soon. I'm not going to worry about it. And all the people that I came up with, like Dionne Warwick, all of those wonderful friends I have, I still have them friends today in my life. Bruce Springsteen, Stevie Van Zandt, Bette Midler. I still have all of them. And me, and the glue that put us all together actually was Stevie Van Zandt. He said, you come to New York and I'll get you work. And I said, oh Lord, okay.
and he did. And the iconic album, like this album introducing Darlene Love, Stevie worked on, like, what you have done together and the career. I know you were at the red carpet for his documentary. Yeah. I know that they have pulled you on stage and you've sung with Bruce and Stevie, and they've come to you and done your things. And I hear a rumor from your people that there may be a Darlene Love documentary in the works.
It's getting very close to being finished. Hopefully we'll have it out by the spring. And they've been doing little tits about it, and people are getting really excited. So I'm getting excited too, because it's taken a while. They never, you have to get all these people together. And I'm not one that always asks my friends to help me do anything. I was helping them, but it was always beneficiary for me. I mean, when I sung with Bruce Springsteen, I mean, come on, the world is a singer, and Stevie. And then I did a song with Bette Midler, and then I'm working with all these wonderful people. And people say, you got some great friends, honey. I said, I sure do, honey. And I can't wait until I can get them. Marc Shaiman is wonderful for me to work with, because he's one of the how can I say this? Eternally piano player. He can just play anything, no matter whether it's a church or a gospel song or whatever. Marc can play it. And, he's always been with me. And I tell Marc all of the time, he said, honey, one of these days you're going to get me a gig that's going to make me some money. We haven't got there yet, but it's never too late. We still alive.
You got time. There is time. It's hard, Miss Love, with all due respect, it's hard to interview you because your career is so in depth. I mean, we could spend an hour on just the sessions. Then you could spend an hour plus on your solo career or your acting career or your television performance. Like, it is a amazing testament to talent and the work that you have done.
Well, I put my hands in the hands of the gentlemen that are doing my what is it?
Documentary.
Documentary. Thank you. My husband's in the background telling me. And I'm hoping that when they put it together, I told them I didn't want to do another documentary because the one they did about the background singers was a lot about me and my life. And we won an Academy Award for it. And we also won a Grammy for it. So I told them I'm not going to do it unless it's going to be at least as well done and received as the one I did. So it's really turning out to be a long time. It's so funny when they got to do it's so many little stories that I can tell about this documentary. It's funny because Bruce said yes from the beginning. Cher said yes from the beginning. They all said, but then you have to put it in their time frame. Everybody's busy, right?
Yes.
So when Bruce got ready to do his, they said, this is the people talking to the camera people and the directors. Now, you can only have 30 minutes. That's going to be it. And you say you're going to be there at 1 o'clock, be there and ready to roll at 1 because Bruce is going to be on time. They got there and started rolling. Bruce started talking for 2 hours. But, once they start getting rolling, no, they wanted to tell it. So it's going to be really interesting to see all of this and see what they kept and what they took out and how they're going to integrate it during the whole story. And Stevie was the same way. They took almost 2 hours with Stevie. So, I've never had to ask them to do anything for me. So I think this is their give back. You know what I'm saying? Who can get Bruce Springsteen to be in a documentary about Darlene Love?
But I don't know if you realize what I was joking about listening to your music and singing all your songs, but we all grew up to this music, and your music has given so much joy to artists, but to every person that turns on their radio and hears it. And if it's the holidays, if it's love songs, if it's classic songs, like, it's the soundtrack to our life. We owe you such a debt of gratitude for giving your career to us.
I am so happy. I always thank God every morning when I get up that I'm still alive. I'm healthy. I'm strong. My children are great. My husband is great. My friends are great. And just the idea that at the age of 83, I can still perform a 90-minute show without it killing me.
Yes, you sure can. And she does. And everybody, you got to go to DarleneLoveWorld.com, or you got to go to Darlene Love Sings on Instagram, because the tour dates come in. If it's not only Christmas, it's all year long. You could her Darlene and her amazing singers and her band, and she's gonna come through and she's gonna river deep, mountain high yourself right out of that theater. So y'all better hold on to your hat, get a ticket.
Enjoy it. I tell my audience, when I get tired and this becomes work, that's when I'll leave the business. Because I still love doing what I'm doing. I still enjoy singing the songs. I still enjoy the stories that fans come to me and tell about I even say it, this 60 years I've been growing strong in this business. So I have a lot of stories.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for the documentary. I want all the tea. I want you
drink and your cigarette.
So Marc Shaiman and people like Paul Schaffer and people who are very involved in theater and songwriting, you're very involved, and your Broadway career is talk about Marc Shaiman, Hairspray, and you doing Grease when it was on Broadway. This Carrie has become such a cult classic.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. I say I've done it all because Carrie is the first show I ever did that got canceled at the opening. It was done. And now it's a cult.
People love it. I saw Debbie Allen on a rec, and I was like, people go crazy about Carrie.
Yes.
Is Broadway still something that interests you? Do you see shows? Do you want to do more shows? What's the story?
But honey, let me tell you something. I told everybody, doing Broadway was the hardest job I ever did in my life. You do 8 shows a week. When you're off, it's not really off because you're still thinking about the words. You're still thinking about what you have to do. I got to do this and I got to do that. And I'm a person that when I do something, I want to do it full. I want to do 100%. So therefore, I didn't hang out. I didn't go anywhere. They're
Yeah.
going out to dinner and to have drinks. I said, child, I'm going home, go to bed. And the whole time, almost 3 years, I did Hairspray. I think I was out just for 1 week, the whole run, because I was trying to sing that song that I love so. It means so much to me. I know where I'm going because I know where I've been. I would just sing it because I couldn't help myself. And Mark used to tell me every night, he called me doll. You cannot sing that song like that every show. You're gonna blow your voice. And I did.
3 years.
That I had to learn how to calm down, girl. Calm down. You got 2 shows to do today. Today is Saturday. Calm down.
Well, that song is, he's a genius, and that song is a genius. And
Yes.
your performance, I saw it, was breathtaking. Breathtaking. So we owe you. You know, people know you. You are the queen of Christmas. We talk about this album. We talk about I mean, Home Alone. I mean, I grew up on. I mean, let's talk about Stevie Van Zandt, All Alone on Christmas, Marshmallow World, and then songs like that that are classics that have been around forever. But when you hear the Darlene Love version, when you hear the versions of it from back in, you know that that's the quintessential version. You are Christmas.
I have never met Mariah Carey, and we have nothing against one another. I mean, I'm in a whole nother era than she. People don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? I recorded that song in 1964. What was she, 3 years old?
Right, literally.
She put a note on her blog that said, as far as I'm concerned, Darlene Love is Christmas. I grew up with those songs. So the fans that have this thing going, you know what I'm saying? And I am going to get a chance to meet her one day. I mean, I've been out here too long not to meet Mariah Carey. I know all of her stuff.
Yeah, Marc Shaiman, come on, get Darlene and Mariah together.
You never know how it's going to land. That's the great thing about this business. You never know.
Well, her whole Christmas album is really a tribute to you. I mean, that whole album has taken what you did, what Ronnie Spector has done. You and Ronnie's Christmas song duet together is played in Detroit all day on these stations.
Wow.
It is a staple here.
All right. That's beautiful.
when we're talking about this, and we were showing you Stevie and Paul recently on the Tonight Show, I know for many decades it was a necessary moment for you to sing on Letterman. And what was it like this year to go on the Tonight Show and to be a part of it with Jimmy Fallon and bring Stevie and bring Paul and have you back where you belong? We
made a full circle. Back in the same place I was in when I started, because when I started with the David Letterman show, they were still at NBC. So I think I did it for 4 years there. And then I went over to CBS when they went there. So it's like a family because everybody, it's the same people, the makeup people, the writers, the band, everybody is saying, and it got to the place. It was amazing. People, musicians would beg Paul Schaffer, let me just be on. I'll play a bell. I want to just be there because the excitement of it. And I didn't think there could be more excitement as what we had at the David Letterman show. But Jimmy Fallon is just crazy. He's crazy excitement. You know, when he's introducing you, he feels like he wants to be there with you while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't come down to our rehearsal. He said he was too nervous. He couldn't come down. But to be back with that in that room and be with Jimmy is like a dream come true. So we're back to the beginning. And it looks like we have found a new home. So we're really happy about it. Everybody is excited about it.
Oh, every year. They better have you there every year. We need you there every season. Just forget December.
Well, Jimmy said, well, this is your new home. So I said, okay.
That's it. You've spent a lot of time and talking about duets and talking about Christmas and talking about people you've worked with for a long time. You were just in Englewood at our home away from home. Bergen Pack was my first job. I sold tickets to your concerts when I was in high school, back in the late 1990s, and gospel shows and your shows and Christmas shows that you have done. And you were just there with the one and only Cher. You and Cher have quite the history. I mean, this goes back. Here you are at the tree lighting What can you say about your friendship? I mean, she called you out in Englewood recently. You guys have sung together and done duets on her album. When'd you meet? How did that happen? Your
That all
journey together.
started with Phil Spector. Sonny Bono worked for Phil Spector during that time. So we got to know Sonny really, really good, because once we started with Phil Spector, it seems like we got there at 10 o'clock in the morning and we didn't leave till 10 o'clock at night. Then one day he brought Cher in, and she was cute, and she was only 16. So she just sat there glue-eyed, just looking at everybody, just like everybody else, just enjoying everything that was going on. And I had to be at the studio one day around 1 or 2 o'clock, which is very unusual because we usually start in the morning. And I had car trouble, so I couldn't get there. So I called the studio and said, "Tell Phil my car's broke down. I'll be there as soon as I can." And Sonny had already been telling Phil that Cher is a singer. She could sing. So he just said, just like Phil does off the top of his head, he said, "Tell her to come on in here. I need a background singer. I need her to sing a part in the song." And it was on Christmas Baby, Please Come Home. If you listen really careful, you can really hear her voice. Because I used to get so mad at Phil. He used to tell Cher, "Cher, you're singing too loud. Back up." I said, "In a minute, she's going to be in the next room." First job, her first recording that she ever did was on my record, Christmas Baby, Please Come Home.
See, these are the stories you're going to hear in the documentary, I'm sure, and the things that she talks about in her book and all the things that have happened. Well, speaking of singers, people have to also give you credit, and God bless Cissy Houston and the work that Cissy Houston has done, and a lifetime of music and teaching. You are the godmother to the one and only Whitney Houston. You have grew up singing with Cissy and friends of that family. And you talk about one of the greatest singers, maybe the greatest singer of all time. Whitney Houston is where it's at. What can you say?
It's amazing how we all came up together. We're working, all background singers. I was a backup singer for Dion with Cissy Houston and her sister. And we all just grew up together. Well, Whitney was only like 7 or 8 years old when I stayed at Cissy's house. So we've made this little pact. I said, "You are so wonderful. I think you're the greatest little girl," because I have all boys. So I took to her immediately. And I said, "You know what? How would you like it if I be your godmother?" See, this was a thing that nobody knew but me and her. Yeah. And that's the way it was. And then, of course, when she passed, it just all blurted out. I'd never said it before, except for Cissy or somebody that we knew really well. And so it just blurted out. Oh, my God. I remember exactly where I was, the whole thing. So that's how it all came out about that I was her godmother. But what people don't understand, when you're part of a church people, they have more than one godmother.
Yes.
Not unusual that somebody else will be her godmother too. So it's all about bringing your children up.
Yes.
With God and with faith. And she had a lot of people that was doing that for her. So they all could have been her godmother. I just happened to work with her mother and her aunt. I knew the whole family. What a history of music because her mother was with a gospel group, the Drinkards. So I knew all of that history about them long before I even got with them. I knew their history because it was about gospel. So I have such an intricate my relationship with a lot of singers that I know. You know, when Fissy asked me to sing at her funeral, I was like, "There ain't no way. No, I can't do that. I can't." And then they said, "Yes, you have to. That's what she wanted you to do." So I was a compliment of our friendship because we didn't call each other by our names. We called each other roomie because we roomed together when we were out on the road. So that was our nickname for one another. So, you know, I have a lot of, if I never do anything else, and it is still a lot of things I want to do, but I have lived a life, a whole life with entertainers that are not my sticky, closey friends. We talk every day and how you doing, but I have Bruce's telephone number. I don't call. I think I've called Bruce one time, and he wanted me to sing at the Garden with him, the 25th anniversary of the Garden, and I went, "Okay, well, what we gonna sing?" He said, "Well, I don't know yet, but I'll call you and I'll let you know." And I'm going like, this man is losing his mind. I'm gonna be in front of millions of people. I've never worked with millions of people, and I never worked with Bruce. I worked with Stevie, but not Bruce. He called me about 3 or 4 days before I was supposed to perform at the Garden. And he goes, I'm going to sing the song I have in my show. And I love this song. I always sing it. And he said, the song was my song. I said, you sing this song in your show? I was like, what, baby? Huh? Oh, right. My husband is trying to remind me. Fine, fine boy.
Yep.
He said, fine, fine girl. And the audience went nuts. So
and guess what?
I have special relationships with these people.
I was there. I was at the Garden because I heard Bruce Springsteen was going to be there. And Bruce Springsteen brought out Billy Joel, and Bruce Springsteen brought out Darlene Love.
Yes.
And you all sing a fine, fine boy has that like swoopy fine. It's got a fun. And you sang that like it was a moment. You could find it on YouTube. You need to find the moment.
Great. I think parts of it is going to be in the documentary for those who never did saw it. And plus, the other thing that I did with Bruce Springsteen is what he liked to shock value for the person, not the audience, but for me, like when I got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, this guitar was on stage for the whole time. Nobody was playing it. And when I got ready to sing Zippity Doo Dah, he said, I'm going to play the solo on that play. And it's an unbelievable solo. And he played it. And then he played, I'm going to play something else. He played He's a Rebel. I mean, so these are wonderful truths I have for being in this business, that I have friends like, and they will come to my rescue, which is wonderful.
That's because you did it for them. They're just paying it forward and thanking you for all that you did. While we're talking, everybody, I need y'all to make sure you can listen to The Sound of Love. The very best of Darlene Love is out. Albums like Introducing Darlene Love. And I got to shout out, you talk about family and you talked about all your industry friends, but your beloved dear sister is one of the greatest singers. You, Edna, you talk about singers and hit song and a song that's a bop, that is a legendary classic. Y'all are just a family of singers.
Yeah, we were blessed. You know what? I can't take all the credit. I'd say my gift was given to me by God, and I want to use it as long as I can. And mostly all of my friends are Christians, which is wonderful.
Yes.
And if they're not, they'll be one before they leave.
If they're going to leave your show, they're going to be one by the end. So you talk about age. I wouldn't ask you, but I know that your age and your career and you're booking shows and you are singing. So my question for you is, like, what is the message? What is the love? What is the prayer that you have when you get on stage? And we're in a crazy world. We need all the love and
crazier. My whole thing is I have a circle of real prayer before we go on stage, and everybody wants to be in it. If it's a stranger that's backstage, we come on and get in this prayer because it's for everyone. One thing, I pray for peace and I pray for love. Those two things is a Darlene Love hitch. I pray for faith, I pray for safety, and I pray for love. And if you have all of that, put it in one basket, you have, voila, Darlene Love.
You got Darlene Love. Go to Instagram, Darlene Love Sing, so you can stay up to date on the music, the projects, the documentary, the concerts, the recordings. I didn't even talk about it. Yeah, I didn't even talk. DarleneLoveWorld.com. But I have a picture. Hold up, because my brother grew up and his favorite movie was Lethal Weapon, and Murdoch was his favorite. And we grew up, and I knew you as this before I knew you as Darlene Love, the singer, because I grew up on the movies. Your career, like I said, it's amazing.
Yes. And it is amazing because the Lethal Weapon movies were so big, they didn't know I was a singer. They just knew, a lot of people just knew me as an actor. And I said, that's second, honey.
Right.
I'm a singer.
Well, this is what I have to say. No, your husband is over your shoulder. So please, Darlene's husband, Mr. Love, for lack of a better word, your wife is one of the most beautiful people in the world. Everyone watching, you don't understand. When you see Darlene Love on stage or you see her out in the street or at the mall, she has the most gorgeous eyes in the entire universe. She is as beautiful as her voice. She is an amazing performer. You need to follow her, see her. And I can't wait. If you're in Detroit, if you're in Jersey, if you're in New York, I need to come see another concert this holiday, this year.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Okay, I believe you.
And I know all the words because I've been practicing. I'll be ready.
Don't be. I have a fan that I sometimes mix up my words like all of us do. And I do it a lot. And I laugh at myself. And after the show is over, he'll come backstage and he'll go, "You missed those lyrics in that word today." I said, "Listen, I got the mic. And if I'm saying them words, they're the right words."
I once toured with Rent, and I did Rent. And when people would come in the front row and wear Rent t-shirts, I would say, "Oh God, I messed up these words. They're going to be so disappointed because I don't know what I'm going to say." But that's
so true. They don't realize we have so much going through our heads when we're performing. We know the words, but another one will come up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, shout out to your team. Shout out to everyone at Project Publicity, to Len and Jeff. They are so kind to have you spend time with me and supported this show. And it's the honor of my show to have you here. I adore you. And it is always so great to see.
A fan that knows my career.
Yes, I know it. I'm ready. I know it. You all have to get in there. Get in. This career is a lesson on how to do it right. Thank you so much for everything. God bless you. Thank you for the music.
God bless you.
Anytime.
Isn't she cute?
People, listen, I don't say this about my interviews ever. That's one of my favorite. That's a damn good interview. Darlene Love is a damn good, fine girl. How about that? If it's good enough for Bruce Springsteen, then it's good enough for me. I love her. She's the best. You need to fan out about it. Go listen to her music. See her wherever she's going to be. Get ready for the documentary. We need a Darlene Love moment because she is finally getting her kudos and her flowers, and it's a very special thing. I'm very excited about it. Yes, welcome. Yes, she was singing with Elvis. Yes, she's the voice in like Monster Mash and all these songs. She is so great. I love her. Hi, sister. Hey, Joyce. How you doing? Say hi to your mom. Say hi to Tita. Say hi to everybody. I met Joyce's son at the barber shop. He was so fine. I said, "I love your mom. That's my people." So, hey, Rosemary, I love you. I love you much. I'm so happy you were here. Mark feels like a fine boy whenever he sees Darlene. Yes, I love it. And yeah, Cat Daddies, I'm telling you, you gotta listen. Crazy that you gotta listen for Cher singing "Baby, Please Come Home" in the background. What? Thank you, Mark. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, Kel Mitchell is here, plus Tony Talks. I just talked to Tony Talks the other day. I love Tony. We had Tony on before anyone had Tony on, and Tony's coming back with 6 million Instagram and TikTok followers to tell us about a brand new movie that he did. Oh, Christine says Darlene's a sweetheart and a beautiful soul. So fun and talented. Wonderful chat. Thank you, Christine. So listen, everybody, the world's crazy out here. We're all hanging in there. Thank you. Don't we love her? She's a cutie. So cute. And I can't wait to see you soon, sisters. We're going to have a party up in Detroit for Joyce's birthday. We're going to go see Lunel for Joyce's birthday. So I missed it. So Darius missed it. He was on the phone, people. He was so it's still a secret. Shh. The phone. I love you all for being here. He had calls. People want to know about how to get to our wedding. And you know what you do? You go over your house, you make a left, you go to the bank, you take out all of your money, you put it in a card, and then you give it to us. That is what you do. He's going to kill me for that. That's funny. Everybody hang in there. Come here. Hopefully you found some joy. Hopefully you found some peace. Hopefully you found some entertainment. Hopefully we can make you laugh and we can have a good time together. I love you all so much for being here. Secret a Chase Bank, like, the ones that pay the bills here in my house. Everybody, thank you for being here. I'll see you next Thursday. Come watch us on Broadway Podcast Network. Watch us on Broadway World tomorrow. Stay tuned to see all my crazy antics, and I love you for being here. There's more good than there is bad. There's more joy than there is sadness. And there's more love than there is hate. Sometimes we just got to find it, right? So go be the joy and go be the love and go be the light to somebody that needs us, because some people are having tough times out here, and it's our job to be there and support each other. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for being here. Peace out, everybody. The best. You're the best. Thank you all. I'll see you all next time. Bye.